Hi everybody, welcome back for another painting tutorial in acrylics. Today I'm going to be showing you how to paint a colorful landscape, and I've just got some leftover paint from a previous tutorial I just did. So I'm going to go over the colors right now and the brushes I'm using in the canvas. This is an 11 by 14 canvas. I have titanium white, aqua green, phthalo blue, light purple, rose, luminous orange, and cadmium yellow light that is, and a little bit of Mars black. I'm going to start applying the paint after I spray some water on the canvas. I'm going to add a little bit of water to the canvas to prep it to take the paint better and keep the paint from drying out too quickly. Okay, I'm going to start with a little bit of white and yellow. And I'm just going to have fun adding my colors to the background. I'm going to come in with orange. I'm just painting intuitively, not knowing what I'm painting yet, just picking colors. I know it'll be a landscape because those are my favorite to paint. And let's go in for a little bit of rose now. I'm going to add a little bit of white in here with a rose. Take a little bit of purple. And I'm going to soften with a dry mop brush. I'm just going to go over and take out any harsh lines just to make it look a little softer. And then the next color I'm going to take is blue. A little bit of white. And again, soften. Now I don't mind if this paint gets mixed in with some of these other colors. Then I'm going to take my green, change my brush up because that's getting a little bit muddy. So I've got just a little flat brush now with a little bit of green and some white. I'm going to take my mop brush and just go around in little circles, purposely bringing some of this up into the yellow and the orange. I'm going to add some along here as well. This is a bit of that turquoise and white. I'll add a little bit more. Soften with a mop brush. Take a little bit of the purple and the white, bring it in here, soften. I'm going to add a little bit more pink, purple, a little bit of green and white in there. Not very much paint at all. And I'm going to just kind of place my brush on the canvas and kind of twist around like this. So I'm going to start from here, moving around while I do this. And then I'm going to soften circles with my mop brush. Now I'll rinse those brushes out, and I've got a long liner rigger brush. I'm going to take a little bit of white, yellow, and orange, more white than anything, so that I can create a nice bright highlight. And I'm going to just come in here and twist my brush around. And before that can dry, I'm going to take another mop brush and soften. This is going to give us some nice peaks for some clouds, some breaks in the clouds, and some light. I'm going to go over to a smaller liner brush now, and I'm going to do this again by adding a little bit more controlled little loops. I'm going to add a little bit extra white in here where I've got the brightest area already, that yellow. And then I'll add a few more little wiggles and breaks in the clouds here to let a little bit more light in. I'm going to use a flat brush. This is a 1-inch flat brush. I'm going to get a little bit of water on my brush, take some more white and some pale yellow, and I'm going to add a few little sun rays here. So I'm going to start right off this sunny area, pull gently, use just a little bit more water, a little bit more yellow and orange and white. Now down here, this is going to be a little bit wet, so I'm going to start adding a little bit of color by picking that up. So it's kind of nice to add a little bit of color to your sun rays. Take a little bit of orange, a little bit of that rose. A little bit more white. So we just got this sort of dusty rose shade, and I'm going to go from here, and it picks up a little bit of the paint off of those clouds too, and can kind of make that look a little dreamier and prettier. Okay, then I'm going to add a little bit more white right in here. Gently smooth that out with my finger. Okay, I've got an angled mop brush, but you can use any shape of mop brush. Yours can be oval or round. And I'm just going to start coming in with a few little bushes. I'm going to take my pink and purple, and I'm going to start tapping along here. Add a little sweep down below, and then a little bit across. And I'm going to add a little bit of blue. A little bit of blue goes a long way. Mix that in. And then I'm going to come in here and overlap. Bring up some branches up here. Take a little bit of yellow and mix that in. So you see how much paint I have on my brush. I'm going to catch the edge here. Take just a little bit of water, pick up more of that. And I'm going to lightly pull and sweep. You can tap a little bit if you want. Tap on the side to make it narrower, or you can even pinch it like this. I just thought this scene needed a little weeping willow type of tree. I'll take just a little bit more water because I've got quite a bit of paint still on my brush. I'm going to sweep down a little bit more. And then sweep this way. Just a little bit of that green in with the blue, that rose purple. All looks really nice together. And I want to have a little bit of a tree in here too. This will look nice with that bright background. So I'm just using all the colors that are left in my brush. I've got a little bit of white in here. I'm going to mix that up. Tap a bit of this in here. It's kind of like a bluish gray. And then I'm going to gently sweep. Pick up a little bit more white. Mix that in with everything. Few little sweeps. And go back over to my filbert brush, number 8. And I'm just gonna, with a little bit of water, sweep back and forth. I'm gonna mix some black up with my luminous orange, and that'll give us a nice shade of brown, almost like a burnt sienna shade. I'm going to come in here and add tree trunk and some branches. Just by twisting around. And a little bit more black. This one over here. A bit more water. Light little scoops that go up like this. I'm going to add a little bit down here at the base of the water. Tap over the bottom of the bushes. And I'll take a little bit of blue, a little bit of turquoise, and I'm going to add a little bit more down at the base here. We're going to saturate the colors a little bit more in the water. I'm going to add a little bit of this up top. Just having fun with color. I don't have anything planned. I just, like I said, finished up. I'm going to add a little bit of white here. I just finished up another tutorial. And I had some leftover paint, and then I also decided to add a few other colors. It's just my favorite way to paint. It's just nothing planned. And just letting my imagination run free. I'm gonna add a little bit more of my yellow here. Cadmium yellow light, aqua green, bright aqua green. And let's see what we can come up with. Let's add a little bit of aqua green with the cadmium yellow. Let's add a little bit of white in there. Take a bit more of my orange, some luminous violet, my liner brush, black and orange, a little bit of water in there. And just start adding a few more branches. So I'm going to take a bit of violet with my orange and my black. I'm going to add another tree. One that comes down a little bit lower. I'm going back for more water quite frequently with this brush because it can't hold a lot. So you tend to run out quite fast. Put a little bit of white in there and mix that in to make a few lighter shades. I'm going to take some Luminous Opera, a mop brush, tap into that pink, and I'm going to tap in some pretty little pink cherry blossoms. Another one over here, and then a little bit of white. And just add a little delicate highlight here. A little bit of a reflection in the water. Okay, then I'm going to take my violet and I'm going to add a few more little trees back in here. Maybe one down here. Bit of white, mix that in, make a nice soft little shade of lilac. And a little bit more of the violet to add some more color to the water. I'm going to go back into my orange, brown mixture. I'm going to add a little path in here. Just by adding these little sweeps in here, it looks like a path. Then I'll take some yellow, green, and white again. And I'll add a little bit of grass along the side. And just lightly sweep over some of these areas in here. With a little bit of blue, yellow, and I'm going to take a little bit of black to make a really dark green. I'm going to use a little bit of water to thin that out. And I'm going to add that right next to the brown and the bright green. And a little bit under this light purple. I'm going to add some little bits of moss hanging here. A little bit of water, a bit of a sweep. just cleaning my brush, and I'm going to add a little bit of yellow right in between the sun and the top of this moss hanging. And let's just imagine where some sun rays might be hitting. Maybe a little bit of light in here. Brighten that up with a little bit more white. Okay, with a clean brush, just straight yellow. A little bit more right there. And then clean brush, straight white again, right in this area here. Could add a few more little bits of sun rays if you want. I'm going to use the end of this brush to stipple in lightly a bit of this pink and mauve mixture. Just have a few areas in here for maybe some little blossoms, a little bit more texture. Okay, so I'm going to call this painting done. This was a fun exercise, just using whatever paint I had left, adding a couple more colors, and trusting my intuition and creativity. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon in another video. Bye!